Welcome to episode 79 of the Champagne Comedy Podcast, where we talk about the best Australian comedy show from the 90s ever made, Frontline, and other D-Generation comedy tidbits. My name is Matt, and joining us on this podcast today is Alison.
Daniel from Adelaide.
And Kim. Oh, we're going to keep using and abusing that grab out of complete context. So, yay.
Good thing that this is the last episode for a bit.
Yeah, that grab is from the hideout, so credit where credit's due. And
and we've just lost our guest.
No longer joining us is this is going to be
off already.
This is going to be one of those technical problem episodes, isn't it? Where it just drags on and on forever.
But we have a special guest reviewer, host of a particular podcast, and we'll get him to tell what it is in a second. But he's also a Late Show fan, DJ fan, and an all Working Dog production fan stuff. We have a special guy named John.
Hello.
Yay!
Hi, John. Thank you for having me.
All right, John, reveal your project.
Okay, I do a podcast currently called Fauves Are the Best People. Don't expect people overseas or even in my own country to know, but they're a rock band called The Fauves. I'm reviewing each one of their tracks with my friend Michael. Every track, B-side, professionally released songs. I originally did Dirty Harry Minute, where you guys sort of know how the microverse, you're going through episode by episode. We went through minute by minute of the 1971 classic Clint Eastwood film Dirty Harry.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I have heard of that applied to other movies, but not to old Clint.
It all started about 10 years ago, the Star Wars Minute people, and there's a whole bunch of them online, mostly Americans, but now in Europe too, yeah.
Right. I think I heard of it about Heat.
Yes. Although I think they're not affiliated with the main, nerds we are in America. They came in 2015, I think. I'm only halfway through that myself, but yeah, that's a great podcast. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm quite surprised that there's a podcast out there that's even more niche than this one. So well done.
Thank you. Have you thought about doing minute by minute, Rob Sitch and all those people in Frontline?
Well, it takes us longer to go through. It's a half-hour episode. It takes us 2 hours to go through. So
yeah,
we kind of are doing that.
Our grandchildren would be finishing that podcast.
Yeah. It'll be our Chinese democracy, Daniel. That's what it would be.
Nice.
Now we've just had the hottest 100 of Australian songs. There was not a single track in there by the Fauves.
No.
Even though one of them did get nominated by the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese.
Yeah.
Nothing even in the top 200 either. So I guess what I'm really boiling down to is, do you think we should defund the ABC?
How many cents a day is it up to now? The equivalent of 30 cents a day or something? I don't know.
Quick, Daniel.
I think it's somewhere between 20 and 50, I think.
Oh, he's getting out the calculator.
I think we should defund the voters. Cut off all any subsidies they get for like anything, any tax breaks. Get them out until they vote the Fauves.
Oh goodness.
Where was accidentally Kelly Street? There was lots of missing.
The list. Jebediah, something for Kate. A lot of the 90s ones that we love and valorize.
Yeah.
There would have been Spider Bait in there,
nothing.
I guess.
Yes.
Oh, there was Spider
Bait was in
Bait,
there.
Black Betty, was it?
Yeah, Black Betty as well as Calypso.
Calypso was in there, yeah. I was going to say, John, I've got my Fauves Lazy Highways. I got
fantastic.
That in the 90s at Lawson's secondhand store in Sydney back
wonderful.
in the day. So I do actually have a CD by them.
Kim, can I get you on the pod? Can you join us for one of those tracks? Show you around the compound, maybe.
When I listened to it last. So I'm one of the three people who've listened to the Fauves.
Kim's a bigger fan, so definitely Kim is right up there.
Have you ever done an episode on the documentary that was made about the Fauves? I think it was in the 90s. I remember seeing that documentary.
Yes, 15 Minutes to Rock by Vanessa Stewart. We have interviewed her for an hour. Yeah, wonderful. Mm-hmm. Even people that don't dig the Fauves, they love it. It's, in my mind, it's up there with some kind of Monster, Metallica, Let It Be. It's just fantastic. You don't have to be a Fauves fan. It's just the drudgery of being in a nowhere rock and roll band. It's fantastic, yeah. Check it out, everyone, on YouTube. And your podcast is available everywhere as well, obviously? Everywhere. Yeah, Stitcher, Spotify. I still have a spot in my heart for old-fashioned iTunes, but yeah, wherever you find good podcasts, I guess. And old school cassette tape where everyone goes around with the BASF tapes, 90 minutes. Turn tape over at 45 minutes.
I just had a look online, and the ABC nowadays costs Australians just 12 cents a day, according to the ABC Friends in February of this year.
Wow.
ABC Friends.
Bargain.
Oh, what timing for our recording. When we finished up season 2, it was a day before last year's Logies. Now, again, tomorrow, at the time of this recording, the Logies are on tomorrow night, and someone is being inducted into the TV Week Logies Hall of Fame, and that is original D-Gen cast member Magda Szubanski, or Tony Martin's love interest in Kath and Kim.
Yes. Recently seen on our screens in ads for Medibank.
And by the time you listen to this, she'll probably be in other ads as well. So it's there's always something out there. But well done to Magda, who is being acknowledged for over 40 years of work, really.
And only the 5th female inductee into the Hall of Fame as well.
She's a really fantastic choice because, well, she's so popular, but also she's done great stuff. So good choice.
It was all the hard work from the Spearman experiment and Magda's funny bits.
Pixie and Wheatley, of course.
Yeah, yes.
I wonder if they will show up in the clip package that they'll inevitably show tomorrow.
Well, I'm looking forward to the clip show, or when they have a chat to people who have worked with her or anything like that. I wonder if any of the D-Gen will be appearing on it, because that was her first.
Well, who will read the speech before she's announced? Because normally they get someone that has worked with the person. My guess is Jane Turner and Gina Riley, but it could be lots of people.
Could be Rob Sitch, because
Get all the original D-Gen cast up there, including Nick Buffalo.
Oh, and John Harrison, yeah.
Yeah, John Harrison.
Oh goodness.
Prue, did you hear that?
Now, I will admit that it's kind of odd that they've announced who's in the Hall of Fame before the ceremony is happening. But it's possibly because she is not expected to attend tomorrow night, because in May she revealed a battle with stage 4 mantle cell lymphoma.
That, as well as I think that the Logies are in desperate need to up their ratings a little bit, because they're being completely bagged. Like every year gets worse and worse, and going in the decline of the quality.
TV Tonight in particular has had a lot to say about this year's Logies.
Yeah. So I think a bit from column A and a bit from column B.
Well, the only other news I've got is the passing away of somebody who has a tangential link to Working Dog, and that's rock singer Ozzy Osbourne.
Tangential indeed.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, see, he was interviewed in 1991 by Billy Pinnell for a pilot. Basically, the interview was set in a what would you call it? Corner store, deli, snack bar, and it was shopped around as a pilot. Didn't get anywhere. But got dragged off the shelf in 2002 with the popularity of the MTV reality show The Osbournes. So, it was called A Coffee with Ozzy. Working Dog put the full interview up on their YouTube when Ozzy was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year. It's a pretty interesting chat, and you can go and look at that on YouTube. There is one other slight tangential connection to Working Dog, and it's got to do with the reality series The Osbournes. One of the executive producers was comedian and 15-time guest panelist on the panel, Jeff Stilson. So I'm pretty sure at least one of those times he did talk about trying to get this reality show together.
I can't believe Ozzy was only inducted last year. That seems a bit of an insight, although someone mentioned you have to nominate yourself for the Hall of Fame. Is that right? The Cleveland one?
Well, he's in there twice
as
solo
a band.
and with Black Sabbath.
Right.
You can have a look at the Osbournes. All 4 seasons are on 9 now. All right, that's all I've got.
Oh, and Hulk Hogan died. So there's another one. Sorry.
You put that on social media, the picture of Hulk Hogan as part of Shit Scared.
Next to the ramp, the proper scale.
And here's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best line ever.
There we go. Even more tangential. Love it.
It's all in this week's TV Week, packed with great family entertainment.
Oh, Jesus!
Daniel G, get the program guide out and watch out for any paper cuts.
All right, so we've got some more letters. There was one that was printed in the Green Guide on the 15th of May from Tim Redwin, or Redwin maybe, of Footscray.
Of Footerscray.
Footerscray.
I'm still just stumbling over the surname there, whether it's Redwin or Redwin. It's like whether it's Red Receipt or Read Receipt. Anyhow, he writes, when will the ABC wake up to itself and get rid of bloody Mike Moore from Frontline? The rest of the team do a really great job while he just prances around and takes all the credit. It's no wonder that the ABC is in strife when they pay a clown like Mike Moore 10 times as much as the rest of his hard-working team. Now, this letter elicited 8 responses the next week.
Wow.
Which I'm not going to read out here, but they were accompanied by an editor's note. For the record, Tim Redwin says he's not mental, no satire, and no, he wasn't serious. He was also very amused by the response to his letter. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a mix of, like, don't you realize this is fiction? There was one other letter which appeared in the Green Guide the Thursday after this finale, so that's the 22nd of May. It really struck a chord with me, more notably because I recognized the name of the author. It goes like this. It's simple. Star Trek, Frontline, and Triple M rule. All other shows and radio stations pale in comparison. And that's from Danny McGinley, brackets age 14, from Thornbury.
The famous Dan McGinley, wow.
That's such a brilliant short letter. It should be on a banner. So I did try and get in contact with Danny. And yeah, sadly, he was unavailable this week and also tonight. Turns out, and I'd kind of forgotten about this, but he's basically an employee of Working Dog now. He does audience warm-up, not just for Working Dog shows, but I think he does the front bar as well, his warm-up for that. He's also warm-up for Have You Been Paying Attention? And because the Logies are happening the night after we record this podcast, that also conflicts with when Have You Been Paying Attention usually films, which is usually a Sunday night. So they're recording on a Saturday night, i.e. right now. I did get confirmation that it's him, but the only other thing is that it may have been something to do with a media assignment at school. All right, let's get to the program guide proper, starting with the ABC. At 8 o'clock, Frontline, the final for the current season. Four Corners at 8:30, Media Watch at 9:15. And then at 9:30, another edition of Smallest Room in the House.
This is not a pro-drug show by any means. It's more a kind of amateur drug show.
Greg Fleet, ex-Neighbour star, ex-junkie.
And I think you know your drug habit is getting out of control when you go into the pawn shop and it looks exactly like your living room used to.
Appearing Monday in the Smallest Room in the House.
Before you say anything, they just said ex-Neighbours star. Guess what they just recently released on YouTube? The episodes where he actually kills Daphne.
Wow.
Well, I've got a little bit of the intro to the show, which expands on that just a bit more if you want to play that.
Sure.
This show is basically about obsession and about love, about romance, and about drugs. It's basically about my experiences with drugs and drugs of addiction and romance and romantic love. And I think there's a relationship between getting into taking a drug and getting into a romantic relationship, in that initially it's something you might do when you're young, something very exciting, something illicit, something you may have heard a lot about but not necessarily done, something that perhaps your parents dissuade you from doing, and something that if you do it for long enough will completely fuck your life. So it's a lot like the relationships that I've been in. I think two things you should know about this. One of them is that in what I laughingly refer to as my career, I was at one stage in Neighbours. I actually killed Daphne on Neighbours. Yeah, well, I think if you're going to be in a show that bad, you should at least take out one of the main characters. And also, at one stage in this progression of drugs that I took, I got into taking heroin because I'm very intelligent. And I did that for about 12 years. But then after about 12 years, I thought I should stop taking heroin because there were other things I wanted to do with my life. There were things I needed to do, like the dishes, for example. they had piled up somewhat. And
just wanted to know if you were in a position to give an aesthetic judgment of Gregory's performance. Was it okay, or are you still processing?
Still processing. But it was very Delivery Man number 2 vibes.
Well, I was going to say that I haven't seen his performance on Neighbours, but I have seen Delivery Man 2, and he really lives that part. He is that delivery man. He delivers the item and then he leaves. It's incredible.
To quote the great Rat Cat, that ain't bad, if it's anything like Delivery 2.
It ain't bad. It ain't good either, but it ain't bad.
So, sounds a bit Dave Graney there.
That's his show, 10 Years in a Long-Sleeved Shirt. Talking about being an ex-junkie. So you can see that bit of stand-up on YouTube.
And he's on Blue Sky. He's quite active on that, so give him say g'day to him. The Greg Fleet.
Let him know you saw him on Neighbours.
Yeah, I already did. he loved it.
I'm also just going to let you know what the ABC had for the rest of 1997. So next week in the 8 p.m. slot, it's the sitcom created by and written by Ben Elton and starring Rowan Atkinson, The Thin Blue Line.
The Thin Blue Line. Yes.
Yep, set in a police station in the fictional English town of Gasforth. So we get the fresh 7 episodes of season 2, and then they follow that up with repeats of season 1 and another 7 episodes.
You can watch The Thin Blue Line, and it's still sitting on 7+ for the last few years. You can see seasons 1 and 2 on there.
That was played straight. It's played straight, that one, isn't it? Or does it have canned laughter? I can't.
No, it's got a laugh track. It's got a studio audience.
Okay.
It's very live studio sitcom-y. So that brings us up to September, when we then get the first season of an absolute classic.
This is a show all about me.
And me.
And all the things I do and all the things I see.
And also what I see.
I got the feeling, got a bit of an inkling. As long as we're together, it'll be okay.
The Adventures of Leno and Woodley.
I'm over it, frankly.
Look, as long as you're not an on-purpose jarrer.
You meant to say you dropped the wood. Anyway. Go on, call yourself a Leno and Woodley fan, jeez.
2 seasons, wasn't it?
Yeah, a couple of years apart, and a planned third season was dropped by the ABC, much to Tony Martin's chagrin.
Oh yeah, he wrote a script, didn't he? Yeah.
I think he wrote a couple of spec scripts. It was on Binge a couple of years ago. I don't think it's there anymore. Look, if you don't, there is a cheeky link to a Google Drive on a Reddit post somewhere. So happy hunting.
No, just go to your nearest op shop. You probably see it there.
Yeah, well, that's where I got. I've got 2-3 copies with me. 1 I own and 2 I got from an op shop.
Well, there we go. That's the slightly more ethical option. Then after that, for 1 week only, there was a sneak preview of a new cooking series called Two Fat Ladies.
Yay! I loved that show.
2 Fat Bastards.
Two Fat Ladies.
Yes, going about the countryside on their motorbike, yes.
And they hated each other, which is another interesting fact about the two of them.
So, yeah, there was only 1 week of that as a sneak preview. Then 6 weeks of the short-lived BBC comedy series Pilgrim's Rest. Recently divorced Bob Payne, played by Gary Olson, sets up the titular roadside cafe with his also recently divorced sister Tilly, played by Gwen Taylor. And then from the 1st of December, it's a 6-part BBC documentary series called Driving School. Gee, I wonder what that's about.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So, yes, this is what would probably be called reality TV today, but was called at the time a docu-soap. Basically, there's one more episode of Smallest Room in the House, Tracy Harvey doing the show What Is This Thing Called Love? Then after that, from June through to October, it's the first season of the documentary competition series Race Around the World.
Oh, yes.
With
competition
friend.
Sorry, I just had to say that. Competition.
Technically, he's season 2, but yes.
It doesn't matter. He's still friend of the podcast, Tony Wilson.
And there was an excellent episode of Australian Story talking about Race Around the World. That screened earlier this year. All right, Channel 7 at 7:30, Australia's Most Wanted. Then there's a split in the schedule between Sydney and Melbourne at 8:30. In Sydney, you got Full Frontal Season 5, Episode 6, followed by another episode of Millennium. And the episodes have been out of order. So far, it's been Episode 1, Episode 3, Episode 6, Episode 2, Episode 7. And now it's Episode 4,
of course
titled
it is.
The Judge.
That's ridiculous.
Annie Tisman, played by Donna White, receives a human tongue in a package. The Millennium Group sends profiler Frank Black, Lance Henriksen, and pathologist Cheryl Andrews, CCH Pounder, to investigate, as several people have received body parts in the mail.
Okay.
Now, don't you think they would have picked that sort of stuff up at the sorting office?
Depends how well it's packaged.
I suppose if it can somehow evade the X-ray scanning, I don't know. Maybe Australia Post is just better at these things. Over in Melbourne at 8:30, it's the footy AFL Round 8, Richmond Tigers versus West Coast Eagles. John, who do you reckon would win in a fight between actual Tigers and actual Eagles?
Well, the knee-jerk response is Tigers, but Eagles' altitude is it's a great advantage. And maybe Eagles. Can we lock them in? Lock in Eagles.
All right, well, Richmond Tigers won 119 to 67.
Oh.
I like you thinking that, like they can fly up to get out of the way, but...
Well,
yeah,
long live Kevin Bartlett, Richmond's favourite son. Yeah, go Tigers. But yep.
As well as the son of the favourite son who puts out a bunch of great stuff on YouTube as well.
Oh, I'll check that out.
Yeah, that's Rhett Bartlett.
Oh.
I think it's I think the name of it is Retrospective, RHETT, Prospective on YouTube. And yeah, there's obviously a whole bunch of old AFL stuff, a whole bunch of old games in full, but there's also a whole bunch of tangential stuff that I like old ads.
Now, Daniel, you're in South Australia right now, yeah? You're a crow eater?
Right.
Yeah. Is there a statue of Tony Modra outside your house?
There should be.
Go to your Hills Hoist and drink your Farmers Union?
Look, we're still waiting for the planning permission from the council, I'm afraid.
Godra!
All right, to SBS, 7:30, we've got the weekly review of the National Soccer League with Les Murray. At 8:30, we've got Get Up, Stand Up, The History of Reggae, a French documentary exploring the history of reggae music from its origins at the time of slavery to its influence on contemporary music. And then at 9:30, we've got the 1994 Guatemalan drama, The Silence of Neto. A boy struggles against his stifling family life during the 1954 Guatemala coup. And I think we've got a clip for it there.
Yes, I do. You're a smart ass, Daniel. You're a big smart ass.
Yes, I made you download a 30-second clip of silence for a shithouse joke.
That is copyrighted too, so we have to be careful.
Is this an extract from John Cage's 4 minutes 33?
I suppose we'll find out if we get a copyright strike from Spotify.
Literally, that was I had to play the button and it was complete silence. So, yeah, you're a dick. That was a legit silence. Here I am thinking,
I did wonder if you might have gotten.
No, I pressed the button and then it was like, I get it.
Oh god!
Yeah, and I stopped that.
I'm sorry, man.
Hold on, let me play it again.
Sorry though.
One sec. Hold on. See, that's playing right now. Silence.
No, there is absolutely nothing. I just went into Adobe Audition and generated 30 seconds of silence and saved
Go
it.
to your room, Daniel.
You can tell this is the last episode of the series, can't you? We just,
Yeah.
The title was sitting right there.
Hold on. Wait, let me do a mic ball. That was shit house. Complete shit house. What a dickhead. Asshole. Oh, hey, Daniel. That was great. That was a funny joke.
Thanks for upkeeping the code.
Yeah. Asshole.
All right. Channel 9, we've got Friends at 7:30, Season 2, Episode 23, titled The One with the Chickenpox. Phoebe catches chickenpox from Ross's son just as her old flame Ryan, played by Charlie Sheen, arrives in town on leave from the Navy. Even though Ryan has never had chickenpox, he wants to be as close to Phoebe as possible, and they end up spending the rest of their time being sick and trying not to scratch themselves.
You believe this is how we spent our 2 weeks together?
I know we didn't do any of the romantic things I had planned, like having a picnic in Central Park and, a coffee at Central Perk. Oh, I just got that.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It must be something. I must just be attracted to the shit ass gags. Anyway, then there's a split in what Sydney and Melbourne see at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock in Melbourne, we've got Caroline in the City, Season 1, Episode 17, Caroline and the Kid. Caroline is commissioned to draw a mural for a wealthy man's son who just turns out to be a spoiled brat. Classic sitcom stuff. Then at 8:30, we've got Water Rats, Season 2, Episode 15, titled Stolen Time. The detectives investigate the disappearance of a woman missing from a yacht in the harbour. It is believed that she was being stalked by an admirer called Desperate Dave.
As opposed to Dangerous Dave, who's out in a shit music summer Jeep.
And who is playing Desperate Dave? It's Archie Michael, the court clerk in Rafferty's Rules.
I was going to say Rafferty's Rules, yeah.
It also turns out, having a look at his IMDb page, he was in the pink elephant costume for the second season of Johnson and Friends. So not voicing it, but just being the guy in the Johnson suit.
Wow.
All right, 9:30 we've got IMT, so that's all in Melbourne. Sydney gets rugby league at 8 o'clock. I won't ask you which mascot would beat the other one because it's the final of the Super League Tri-Series.
Oh, fuck Super League. Just skip Super League, whatever. Don't care.
Nothing to see here.
No, just like really quickly, this was the Tri-Series was the Super League's attempt at their version of the traditional State of Origin series. So like they went, like New South Wales, Queensland, we can go better and bring New Zealand into this equation. All right, Channel 10, and I see Matt really itching to play this cart. It's Healthy, Wealthy and Wise at 7:30. Lovely.
Yeah, I tried to get Huey. I didn't get time to do it. So that's my fault.
Don't ask, because he might die. So
no, exactly. I didn't. I couldn't touch. I took one for the team.
It was for his sake.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Though Huey, you're more than welcome to come on at any time and talk shit. But I saved you. Okay. Please.
Well, surprisingly, Ian Hewitson does not feature in the listing in the Green Guide for tonight's episode. But this is what does. Lynn discovers that vinyl records are making a comeback.
Even 1997. Back then they were making a comeback. Oh,
wow.
Can we get Lynn on?
Yeah.
Did you ask Lynn?
Should have reached out to Lynn, yeah.
Cherie explains the health properties of antioxidants.
Auntie who? Remember that ad?
Felicity looks at the variety in firewood.
They were a bit short for ideas, that episode 8.
Yeah. Here's toxic and here's non-toxic. Enjoy.
These are some twigs and this is a massive log.
Yeah, here's a faggot and a log, yeah. And a faggot means a pile of sticks.
Well properly used.
Thank you.
Don't write in.
I was going to write in and point out that faggot is a I think a Lancashire dish where it's like some kind of offal mixture. Anyway, yeah.
Or Welsh maybe with lava bread and mushy peas.
You serve it with the spotted dick.
A spotted dick's a dessert.
Very apt to be in Healthy, Wealthy and Wise, I think. And last of all, Brent takes a sailing class on Sydney Harbour. Of course he does.
Oh, yeah, he does because he wants to try out for water rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solving crimes, healthy and wealthy
so
and wise.
So much crime around the waterways, unbelievably, every week.
And that's just Healthy, Wealthy and Wise segments.
Yeah. John, that's all around Barangaroo only. So Foyle's Barangaroo, yeah. Oh, Christ.
All right. Finishing things off, we've got peak practice at 8:30. Beth becomes involved in a family power struggle after a factory boss suffers a heart attack and his wife takes over his job. Season 2, episode 12, titled Power Games, from May 1994. That's how fresh it is. And then closing things out on Channel 10, Medivac at 9:35, Season 2, Episode 10. The emergency department staff responds to the accident scene after a truck T-bones with a bus full of blind school children.
Right.
Archie is due in court for his manslaughter charge, but against all advice decides that his medical calling is more important than any legal obligations and goes on a Medivac to attend to the victims of the bus accident. The bus driver feels guilty about the accident and only comes to terms with it when Wayne shows him a child whose sight has somehow been restored as a result of the crash. Absolutely weird.
Yeah.
And, that's it. I've been talking for far too long. Let's get on with this.
Cool. All right. Guess what you're doing, John?
I'm reading the script.
Yes, you are. You are the lucky last person for this season to read the honourable script.
Thank you.
And you have to
We've loaded it into the teleprompter.
Yes. No improvisation. Has to be word for word, and you got to do your best, worst Mike Moore. So are you capable of doing that, sir?
I'm capable of doing that, yeah. I won't read out the periods and the hyphens, but I'll read out everything else.
Parentheses and quotes and shit, yeah. Good boy. All right. And I'll count you in, so I've gone too early. 4, 3, 2, cue in.
Hello, I'm John of Foves Are the Best People. This is Frontline Season 3, Episode 13, Epitaph. Broadcast Monday, May 19th, 1997.
Hey! Yes!
I tried to do the wink, he does it sort of with the green pen. He goes, yeah, I stumbled a bit there. Thanks, guys.
Dude, you nailed that. You were too good. Do it again, but worse.
Too well enunciated.
How would Marty do it? Hi, I'm Marty.
You actually sound like Marty doing that.
I was thinking you were putting on your Hyacinth Bouquet telephone voice.
Richard! Yeah.
Richard!
Is that as fondly remembered in the UK as it is here? Sometimes you think, because
it's certainly been repeated, as much as it ever did in Australia. So, I mean, she's a very well-regarded actress. She's been in lots of other stuff. I saw her on stage once.
I can't talk about her because of her age. So,
well, that's right. She every other day you think, oh, is she gonna die? Because she's quite old.
Yeah.
Certainly, the actor who played Richard is dead. Clive Swift. He's dead.
There's only two who are left: Daisy and Hyacinth.
Yeah, because the neighbour died recently, didn't she? What was her name? I can't remember. Anyway, yes, she died.
Elizabeth, maybe.
Elizabeth is the neighbour, yeah. And
I'm trying to remember the actress's name.
Yeah.
I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan, of course, so I'm always looking at Clint Eastwood, refreshing his IMDb page just to make sure he's still with us.
How old is he? He must be like 95 or something.
Exactly. May 31, I think, yeah. 95.
Wow. Okay.
Well, as John has explained with Frontline, the synopsis for this is that, actually, I do have an explanation brought to you by good old Tyriel Mora, who actually appeared on Hey Hey It's Saturday just a day or two before the season final of Frontline. He's playing Celebrity Head, and this is what he had to say.
Frontline, which is next Monday. It's the last one for a while.
Yeah, shaping up that way.
Do you know if they're going to do another series or not? No.
Later, maybe.
Right, okay.
He's a man of many words.
Who was his Celebrity Head? Who did he have to guess?
Oh, he had Eddie Murphy on his head.
Ah.
Yeah, and he got it, but because the game kept going on and on and on, and Daryl's running out of patience, and he was just dropping hints left, right, and centre. So, so Mike wants to make his mark as a journalist and decides to tackle the problem of Aboriginal health, but Prowsey has other ideas. Meanwhile, for Brooke, wedding bells are in the air. So there we go. That was inside of the DVD cover, the physical copy of Frontline Season 3. Yes. And good work, Alison. You got that?
I've got it with me. Yep. Final episode.
Good. Cool. Well, we're in Mike's office where Dom is reading out career questions for Mike to answer for the Australian. Well, as soon as he was saying like the big proud moments was getting his logos until he discovered that it was for the Australian. So it's like, Nelson Mandela, interviewing him and everything else. Mm-hmm. So while he's getting ready for a funeral of an ABC mentor. Now, I would say that this is probably where they're probably referring to, say, Andrew Ollie, who passed away in 1995.
Yeah,
And
someone like that, yep.
Yeah, it really hit the mark for a lot of people at the ABC.
So much so that they still do a media lecture in his honour. There was one, this year's one was a week or two ago, done by Geraldine Doogue.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and she actually said about Andrew Ollie.
Actually, hang on, was it Geraldine Doogue?
Yeah, Geraldine Doogue, yeah. It was.
It wasn't comedian Geraldine Hickey, was it?
That would have been interesting.
Thank fuck. It was Geraldine Doogue. I think I'm thinking of... No, sorry. It was Caroline Jones who's passed away.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, so, and she did actually say how much the passing of Andrew Ollie kind of affected her still to this day. Yeah. Well, it's not until the question was asked to whether Mike has decided to evaluate his career over this too.
Okay, last question, Mike.
Good.
After 5 years as host of one of this country's most successful and influential current affairs programs, what's the most significant issue you've fought for and achieved?
Fought for and achieved.
Never been asked that before.
No.
Why don't we skip it?
No, hang on, that's not a bad question, actually. Must have been lots of things I fought for.
Oh, I know, your car spot.
No, I think they mean achieved for others.
Oh.
Jeez, we hosted the show for 5 years. Must have championed dozens of causes.
Why don't we skip it?
Might have to.
You know what is interesting? The car spot, it was always the bane of his existence in the first season. There was always something going on, sabotaging or whatever with his car park spot.
Yeah, it obviously had deep meaning for him then. I found it's interesting that they're doing a Q&A kind of offline. I suppose it's back in the days when you could potentially email some questions over and maybe get some responses, and rather than have kind of a live recording of an interview, they get to kind of vet the questions and answer them at their own whatever they want to choose to answer or not. And in this particular case, they had no answer for what have you fought for and achieved, so they'll skip it.
At least it's not as embarrassing as trying to fumble for the answer in front of the journalist.
I'm always reminded of that scene in The Office where he goes, put down that David mused and looked askance at the question and stroked his chin.
I could see Mike Moore doing the same thing.
Well, Brooke is showing off her engagement ring to everyone. She's marrying a management consultant named John. Wow, that came right out of the blue.
None of you have met him. His name's John.
Yeah, what's he do?
He's a management consultant. We met 6 weeks ago.
Oh, you kept that under your hat.
Oh, we really don't want any publicity. John's a very private person, so we're trying to keep him quiet.
Brooke, it's Women's Day on the line.
Good luck.
Returning your call.
Yes, and here starts the conflict between what Brooke wants to do, which is get the maximum publicity she can out of this wedding, and what John wants to do, which is no publicity whatsoever.
It's like two different worlds colliding together there.
And I was just going to say, guys, because you're coming to the end of your season here, I always love the cameraman. What's the actor's name in real life? What else has he been in?
Oh, as in Stu the cameraman.
Yes, the cameraman. Yes, Stu.
Pip Mushin.
All right. Has he been in other Working Dog things?
Oh, I'm not sure about Working Dog stuff, but I know that he's popped up in other TV and movies, like Aussie stuff. And one that really stood out for me was the very excellent Mr. Dundee. So that's the name of the movie. The very excellent Mr. But it's that that was one that I saw him in recently. So, and he plays an American producer. So.
He's always reminded me a little bit looks-wise of like a younger, fuller Chris Hayward, but my friends always said, no, you're reaching there. But I always think of Chris Hayward, the Australian actor from, you know him. Everyone knows him.
I can kind of see what you're saying.
The Removalists, yeah. But yeah, I've always loved his, sometimes his smiles and his acting's quite good.
That's it. That was what he was in as well. He was in Strictly Ballroom.
94 as well, before Frontline season 1?
Before,
that's before.
Yeah, before Frontline. But I was just trying to think. I had seen him elsewhere. And I am now holding up the lunch line here with I'm looking on his IMDb.
Sorry, I asked a question you probably dealt with episodes ago.
No.
No, we haven't actually discussed this.
I think, possibly because, to be fair, Stu has a lot more lines than Jace or Trev ever had. But, he's been in an episode of Good Guys, Bad Guys, which is on TV around this time as well. One of the Halifax FP telemovies.
He was in Fat Pizza.
The movie or the series?
The movie.
I saw that movie at Preston Hoyts and it went mental. It was just, a lot of surrounding suburbs, Greeks and Italians. It was just, everyone was off. So fun. One of my favourite cinema experiences. Maybe the comedy doesn't hold up, but like in the cinema watching it with other people, as infectious, the laughter was just, it went off. The movie, anyway.
There's also Muggers. Oh, Dr. Blake Mysteries.
Oh.
But yeah, and he appeared in one episode of Blue Healers and Halifax FP. Yeah, but nothing else with Working Dog. There we go. Hopefully that solves that problem for you so you can sleep better at night. Cool. At the funeral now, though, and you got guest Kerry O'Brien, who is doing the eulogy of this guy named Peter, the one who passed away. And it really hit Michael deep.
Laying on the accolades.
Yeah, like really doing. And Mike's just sitting there going, just thinking. I met Kerry O'Brien once. There's a name drop for you.
Did you shake his hand?
No, because we were all suffering jet lag. We just returned from the US and he was on my flight. And we were trying to go through the...
You were trying to get through customs.
Customs, that's it, yeah. And they screwed things up. And we're just sharing jokes and stuff where we were being ushered away. It took us like an hour to get through customs. And then it's like, anyone coming in who's Australian who, has this thing come this way. And then we ended up walking like half a way around the entire airport for you got your thing, beep, scanned through, done, pick up our bags. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. We stood there for an hour in the wrong line and we could have easily had like this VIP access anyway. And so Kerry and I and everyone else were all laughing and it's like, yeah, anyway, sorry. There's a name drop.
By that time you were calling him Keza.
Yeah, we were. Okay. Kez, mate. Or I was doing Nobby Doldrums. Howdy, Kerry.
At least you didn't ask him about his fitness centre.
No.
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yes, that's an obscure Adelaide reference. Yes, there used to be the Kerry O'Brien Fitness Centre, unrelated to the accolade-laden journalist.
Well, hey, you never know. He might like his fitness. We just don't know it. In Jeff's office, Mike wonders if he was any inspiration, just like Peter.
Would you describe me as an inspiration? Not now, but if I died. Let's come at this another way. If you were giving the eulogy at my funeral...
Oh, Mike, this is morbid.
Go with me
really.
on this, Jeff. What would you list as my achievements?
You have the largest collection of modern art in Australia.
No, achievements as a journalist.
Oh, that's easy. 4 logies.
No, achievements for the good of the community.
Oh.
Exactly. Nothing.
Nothing?
Absolutely nothing.
Big fat zero.
No, Jeff, you don't need to use that.
Sorry.
Poor Jeff, he doesn't know where treading on eggshells around.
It's great seeing them together one last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the size of the highlighter, man. Shrinkflation. They're really quite smaller now. Don't you think it looks really big?
What they have is...
That's something I hadn't noticed, to be honest.
No.
You've not done it minute by minute. And also there's the Foxtel set box. Is that what's to Jeff's left?
Set-top box.
Supplying the Weather Channel.
And he really supplying you silver fox hair on the temples? He looks a bit silver there?
Yeah, they dye the sides, don't they? It's a very odd way to go grey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just those very specific parts.
But I think he looks handsome.
Yes. Yeah, he does.
Yes. Still think he scrubs up well.
He doesn't have to put the grey in nowadays, of course.
Yeah.
There was also Farm Aid, which Mike was part of, and which was the appeal for Aussie farmers, raising money for those in need. Or was it just the audience who donated?
Well, the scam seems to be that they actually raised $12 million, but the network took some money for expenses, and then also there's some sponsorship deals. So it just reads like a massive scam, basically.
Scam? Who would have thought?
No, corporation.
Yeah. As Mike goes into Hugh's editing suite, Mike's looking for the Farm Aid tape, and he's really, really looking for it.
You right?
I need to see a tape of that Farm Aid special. Are these in alphabetical order?
Yep.
Farm Aid.
Look under T.
T, what for?
True Blue Hardware.
So, again, that's what we would now know as earned media, as we've spoken about before on the podcast.
Mike is in Prowsey's office with Marty, picking up the Farm Aid footage, pulling it apart, and realising that he wants to raise awareness and not necessarily money. But Prowsey says there's no such thing as a free lunch with these things. And then suddenly cut to Brooke having a meeting with Trish in regards to, hold on, what's going on
here? Like every drop of publicity.
Yeah.
Well, you skipped a quite interesting piece of information, which is that Mike's weekly salary is $50,000.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Marty's face is just like, what the?
Yeah.
And Mike sort of brushes it off as, oh, that's pocket change or something. But, 50 grand a week. God, you couldn't spend it, could you?
No.
Women's Day want to pay for the lunch, the venue and the cars.
Really?
And Mariana Hardwick said yes to making the dress. All she wants is a couple of mentions and an invite.
We're trying to keep it small.
Oh, we're still under 300.
Okay.
And 80.
Trish?
Oh, the honeymoon tie, the Knot are interested, and they have a deal with the Fijian resort.
I don't know. I don't think John would be too happy about being featured in a TV show.
Oh, well, why don't we offer Women's Day the honeymoon as well? That way, no television, just a magazine.
I don't think John wants anything in a magazine.
I'm sorry, Dale, I don't follow.
Privacy is very important to him.
Very important. So it's the true colours of Brooke coming out there.
Yeah. The Queen of Contra.
Well, Mike asks Emma for help on an issue or a group he can, go on a crusade for while he's looking at his golf clubs and kind of pointing out one thing.
Street kids.
Street kids. They bring a lot of it on themselves.
People with AIDS.
Nah, it's been done. Come on, there must be some issue in this country. Probably right in front of our noses. I know. Battery hens. Yeah, battery hens. Yeah, everyone talks and no one ever does it, and they're cooped up and they can't...
What about Aboriginal health?
What about it?
Well, Mike, it's pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, Aborigines, they've got lots of problems, haven't they? What was the one you said? What was
Health.
It? Health, Aboriginal health. And,
Substandard housing?
yes, substandard housing. And,
Seeing their painters being ripped off by wealthy art dealers?
Gee, the list goes on, doesn't it?
Just to be a bit lowbrow, I have to insert this here. When they say people with AIDS before, when Emma said it, I think, I don't know when I was a kid in the late 80s in the childhood playground, you'd always make fun of the play school jingle, people with AIDS and hand grenades. Did you guys make that little... Anyway, so that's where my mind goes when I hear that line.
That was not a
Come
thing in my
inside,
school.
it's suicide. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember that.
Northern suburbs of Melbourne, I think.
No, it was Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
I totally forgot about it.
This must be a either side of the Barassi line kind of a thing. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either, John.
It didn't make it to Adelaide by the sounds of things.
Can I ask a question about the plot at this point? If you casted your mind back to when you first watched this, these conversations with Brooke and what's that lady's name?
Trish.
I forget. Yeah, Trish. Did you immediately think, "Oh, this is a fake, imaginary husband"? When you saw when you watched the episode all those years ago, or that was my first instinct. Like when I rewatched this, it's going to be a fake affair.
Well, so John doesn't exist, and she's just doing this for publicity.
Yeah. When I rewatched it, that's what I immediately thought.
That's a good point.
It feels like a big lie to pull that off. You know, it feels like it's a real thing, and that's kind of the tragedy of this story.
An extraordinary ruse if that were true.
Yeah.
Actually, you make a good point there, which I'll bring up towards the end of the episode, because if I say it now, it will ruin it.
All right, because she said only 6 weeks, and I thought, it's pretty quick turnaround.
It does happen.
It's like Rob Mills and Paris Hilton, very quick.
Oh God!
and lasting about as long. Yeah. I'll just mention one little bit from that scene that we just heard. The bit where he says it must be right in front of our nose, and there's a shot of all this Aboriginal art on the wall of Mike's office, and that's how they eventually get to Aboriginal health and housing as his issue.
Yeah.
Because Emma also points out that the manufacturing of arts like that, ripping those cultures off.
Ripping off the artists.
Being ripped off by art dealers.
Yeah.
Yes, that is an issue.
Prousey agrees with Emma to do research for Mike on Aboriginal health, and it will get Mike out of the studio at least.
Yeah, he uses a name as well, Prousey. I don't think we would have even used that name back in 1997, but definitely a character like Prousey would.
Yeah, product of its time for sure.
A contraction of the word Aboriginal.
It really hangs in the air now when you watch it. It's like,
yeah.
While Mike is talking to Dom, wow, Dom's hair goes extremes this
the
episode.
Christmas lights have finally come out.
I love it.
It's like, it's the last episode. What can we do? We had all these ideas all season. Let's cram them all in.
Yeah. Let's see what we've got in the props department. Quick. And Jeff pops into the office to pass on his congratulations to Brooke.
Hi, Brooke. I thought I'd pop up and say congratulations.
Thank you.
So when do we get to meet the mystery man?
Oh, well, we're keeping it all pretty low-key.
Oh, yeah, that's what your press release said. Yeah. So where are you?
Thank you. Hi.
Oh, hi, Emma. Hey, Emma. Looks like wedding bells are in the air, eh?
Yeah, I've just got to see Prousey.
Yeah.
Oh, cold shoulder by Emma there.
Awkward.
Yeah. He's like, why don't we hook up, Emma?
Yeah. Again, it's been a bit of a motif every now and then of Jeff having a bit of unrequited love for a couple of the women in the office.
He does uncover some very interesting information about Mike's travel up to Queensland, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, pointing out that he's staying at some 5-star accommodation.
But unfortunately, he'll have to fly business because he couldn't get the upgrade. Oh, that's sad.
Sucked in.
Meanwhile, in the kitchen, though.
I've never been to a show business wedding before.
I wonder how many people are going.
Brooke says she's keeping it small, only 400.
And that's just photographers.
Shit.
What's up, man?
He's got to go north with Mike.
Couldn't they find a freelance crew?
Prousey wants us.
5 days.
Oh no, you'll miss Brooke's shower tea.
Isn't that just for chicks?
She's invited me.
And Prousey.
I don't think Brooke's got many friends.
What happened?
Brooks just asked me to be her maid of honour.
And you know what? The more I think about what you said, John, the more I think...
Yeah, this is such an interesting theory you've brought up.
Far out.
It just doesn't ring true when
because
her reactions to Trish.
Yeah. And it's like an ego stroke for Brooke.
But I don't think we know definitively at episode's end either, do we?
No. No, we sort of have to assume it's a real thing.
But every time now that there's a wedding part or anything to do with Brooke's engagement, I'm now thinking of that angle. So I am pondering so hard now.
Yeah, basically whether Greg is just an off-screen character.
Not Greg, John.
John.
Sorry, John.
It's a great name.
Yeah, don't.
Greg's the former boyfriend.
That's right.
It's hard to keep up.
Sorry.
Lucky for Greg, yeah.
Do you generally like the, what do they call it, the B part, the B plot of this? Is it satisfying? Or, do you think it could all have been better spent with Mike and his attempted journey to a better man?
Well, this episode is the longest episode that they made.
Oh, is it?
Okay. Yeah, just it's like it's 29 minutes something, and certainly Brooke's storyline does offer some much needed light to the more serious matter, I think, of Mike's plot.
I think it complements it quite well too. Yeah, I like seeing a different side to Brooke as well.
The liar side, maybe.
Yes, the liar side.
Allegedly.
The publicity hungry, not the publicity hungry side. She's always been that way. But just her personal life, just finding out a little bit more about her. Or is it just all a lie?
I think there have been a few episodes about Brooke where we've learnt different things about her, or she's been through some kind of sad events like the abortion
pregnancy storyline, yeah.
And all throughout it,
her grandmother died.
Yeah, well, that as well. but we learn that like it's quite hard to be a woman in the media in this era. And, you know, you can't have like a normal love life. You can't get pregnant. You know, you can't even have friends. You know, and she's just this kind of tragic character. And, you know, I think these days they'd probably play that up a bit more. They'd make it more dramatic. But then you'd lose a lot of laughs by doing that. So, yeah, I think this is needed. It's funny.
Yeah.
While Emma complains to Prowsey about her maid of honour duties newly inflicted on her, Mike comes charging in, rambling about the points that he wrote down after a phone call with Marianne from Cape York Health Council, how the media portrays the community in a negative way.
When do we show elders and leaders? When there's a scandal over funds or when they're up in Canberra protesting and whinging?
So what are you proposing?
Let's get positive. Hey, time for a bit of balance. It's time that we expose the myths and the... can't read my own writing. What's it?
Prejudices.
Time we expose the myths and prejudices. And that's what I'm planning to do when I get up there. Let's show the good. Let's show the good happens. Let's turn the tide on this thing. My epitaph is practically written now. Prowsey, I can read my tombstone.
So he doesn't have his own thoughts. He's just kind of parroting what he heard from this representative from the Cape York Council.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose he's trying to just do all of this for himself ultimately, isn't he? For his own benefit.
Basically. Well, it's kind of like I don't think you could be the host of Frontline if you did care about issues like Aboriginal health, because how could you spend your time just reading out dumb stories about, you know, lottery winners and dodgy builders and stuff? You know, if you care about Aboriginal health, you would care about all those other issues as well, like Peter, the ABC journalist. So Mike Moore's basically a sort of empty vessel for right-wing crap.
After Mike leaves the room, Prowsey tells Emma nothing is going to change no matter what. So, and, it's
I couldn't believe this. Elliot is back.
Yeah, see, here I am thinking, they've put this out of order or something like that until something kind of happens.
Land of hope and glory. I'm an unemployed Tory. Used to work for John Mead.
I meant to make the speech, organise the hens night. I barely know.
In 10, Mike.
They're a fascinating people. I didn't know blacksmith was an Aboriginal name.
I'm a little depressed, but I'm still wearing my dress.
Oh, 1 week off and he's back to his best. That's about it for Frontline this week. Next week, I'll be coming to you from far north Queensland with a special series of reports on the crisis in Aboriginal health. Have a good weekend. Looks like I'm going to be roughing it. Good night.
Yeah, and so...
a fair bit of retconning in that one line, 1 week off and he's back to his best.
Yes, so that kind of fixes that up. But also, yeah, when he's saying...
Elliot seems to have somehow gotten much, much edgier with this 1 week holiday.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting though, because like this episode goes out on the 19th of May and what he's singing about is the recent UK election, which happened on the 1st of May. So this is actually, I don't know, we're assuming that this episode of Frontline is set sort of fairly soon after the UK election, because he's referencing a whole bunch of Conservative members of Parliament losing their seats. Although weirdly, he's the Tory politician he's playing has a red rosette on, and the Tories are blue. So I don't know what that's all about. But I like the reference to It is a bit pedantry. Yep.
Yeah, and not pedantry. He's not actually wearing a dress. It's kind of like a lacy
it's like a
lingerie
camisole
type
or
thing.
something.
Yeah.
I like that
Double
he's...
the pedantry.
I like that they reference all the Tory sex scandals, which were a feature of early 90s British politics. But anyway, Varley, the UK Conservative Party in 1997.
And then also the fact that Mike's reading The Chant of Jimmy Blacksmith. Now, I haven't read that book, but I'm pretty sure that name was probably one that was bestowed upon him by people that don't look like him.
And on top of that, it was changed for the movie. The book's Jimmy Governor, I think, was his I'm trying to think, not his slave name, but he's
the film was called The Chant of Jimmy Blacksmith, though, wasn't it?
It is,
based on a book about Jimmy Governor, I think, though. Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
You read the book? Twice as good as the film. Sorry, I was missing my mullet and ponytail. So we cut to further on in the weekend. Mike is having a delightful meal with the Cape York Health Council at a fancy restaurant. And there is some very awkward banter.
Have you been to Cape York before?
No, I haven't, but I must say it's absolutely beautiful.
No, Cairns isn't part of the Cape. We're heading 400 kilometres north.
Oh, yeah, Lizard Island.
No, a community called Nunguna.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking holidays.
Well, there's a wonderful bunch of people up there. You'll love them. They're warm, friendly, resourceful.
And what's the Aboriginal community like?
Ooh.
Oh, that's the Aboriginal community. I'm thinking of the city. Can I have some wine, please?
Look, we're hoping to concentrate on the issues of Aboriginal health today.
Absolutely.
And up in the Cape York, there's over 30 diseases in the rest of the world that we're eradicating. Kidney diseases, glaucoma.
No, that's the unwooded shunt. I wanted the wooded shunt. So I'm sorry, you don't pick them up on that, though. Kidney diseases.
Wow.
He's really engaged with those issues, hasn't he?
I love the fact that he says Lizard Island, because that's one of the tourist places that he goes to, or holiday destination that he goes to on a regular basis. Yeah.
Well, that's where the sort of not quite the Paxton kids were sent, wasn't it, to Lizard Island?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just so insensitive and out of touch, especially when they're talking about kidney diseases, and he goes, "Oh, you want some wine?"
The unwooded Chardonnay, though, obviously.
Yeah, yes. So Stu and Trev meet up with Mike in Cape York after Mike touches down in a private plane.
How easy's this bastard got it? I mean, he spends the night at a 5-star hotel while we drive all night in a shit heap to a shithole, all because there wasn't enough room for our gear on Mike's privately chartered plane.
Yeah, it could be worse.
We're covered in mozzie bites. I'm tired, I'm hungry. How could it be worse?
Could be a Brooks shower tea.
Tish.
Cut to the shower tea.
Yeah. With Brooks' hen's shower in the Frontline office going off and observed by Prowsey and Marty and eventually Hugh.
This is tragic. I'm telling you, she's got no friends. Who's that?
You know Scott from the Gatehouse?
Yeah.
His wife.
Good to see the canteen girls have sent a delegation.
Hope they're getting penalty rates.
Straight off the satellite.
Is there a party?
It's for Brooke.
Hey, Hugh, come and join us. Yeah.
Oh,
Come on.
I got to,
No, we're having a party
Go.
for me. It's a party.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Me, I. Yes, John.
I forgot to mention before my brain went to, does anyone think Hugh looks a bit like a chunkier Marty Sheargold at all? Just in my head?
Yeah, he does,
That's where my brain goes. Yeah.
Yep. Spot on.
You can't defame the dead, so...
So at this shower tea, the gifts include some sexy underwear, which looks like the matching bottom to the camisole that we just saw earlier. Elliot.
I never thought about that.
And then they just grabbed something from the props department.
Yeah. And then there's a kind of Far Eastern flimsy kind of slicer appliance sort of thing.
But it's from TV. I see it on TV.
Yeah. I insisted on no presents at my hen's do, and I'm glad about that because I didn't end up with shit like that.
So the rule wasn't
got it for the
here
wedding
too?
instead. The rule wasn't here too.
They're good friends, I think, then.
Yeah, they're actual friends, not people from the canteen.
not acquaintances.
And they're not getting paid penalty rates, yeah.
No, they came voluntarily.
Yeah, again, seeing this so-called party, this is really lending credence to your theory, John, that, Brooke's fiance might not actually exist.
It's interesting that Brooke doesn't even have any celebrity friends, because you would think that she must have made friends, or at least kind of showbiz friends with someone well known, and you would think also
Pat
that
Cash, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Invite Pat Cash. Yeah, but like if she's doing this,
or Ms. Cash,
yes, but if she's doing this entirely for the publicity, wouldn't you give Women's Day the exclusive rights to cover the hens do as well? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It is about her, remember? That's what she was emphasising to Hugh. It's a party's about her.
It's a party for me. Who says that?
Brooke does. That's who says it. So time for Mike to do some links in the token crutching down in that whole seriousness of a reporter being out and about in the field.
Do you want me to crouch down here?
Yeah, crouch.
Actually, not in front of this graffiti, Stu. I mean, that's just another negative image.
Oh, Mike, this is an Aboriginal painting. It's done by the kids.
Oh, so it is. I'm sorry. I just must be the glare. It's very bright.
And fine.
Hello, I'm Mike Moore. Welcome to Frontline. I've got a time for that. That's about enough?
Oh, yep.
It's a very special edition of Frontline tonight. We're coming to you from the tiny Aboriginal community of Nungoona. We're here to examine the growing and serious problem of Aboriginal health and hopefully shed some light on a very complex problem.
And cut.
Oh, that leg's locked up. Oh, we might have to do the link standing up.
There's also some footage of Mike in a four-wheel drive that seems very Russell Coight-ish.
Yes.
It's sort of the pilot for Russell Coight, isn't it? He has to stop the car at a specific point where the camera's set up, and he fails to do that comically multiple times.
Yep.
What was the progenitor in The Late Show for Coight? Remember the one that...
Wallaby Jack.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
I suppose technically Wallaby Jack is the sort of origin story for Russell Coight.
Tom Gleisner did say that on Sampang Tonight, because Sampang brought it up, saying Wallaby Jack. And it's it was the step up, at least. So there are concerns there's not enough footage or coverage of the Aboriginal health story, positive stuff. But there is plenty of stories about the Australia's luckiest punter and cat-loving dogs. They're just important. Wow. And Mike heads back to the not a resort on the chartered plane while Stu and Trev scissors, paper, rock over the one sleeping bag that Mike managed to bring.
There's also a bit that happens where in this footage off the satellite where Stu's been told by Prowsey to get some footage, the more typical footage you might see about Aboriginal health stories, and that's basically to pan over and film a guy who's lying on the ground surrounded by beer bottles. And so Prowsey very clearly actually wants to put out those negative stories rather than the positive ones that Mike wants to do.
Yeah, 2 stories in one positive, one negative, and Mike's totally unaware about the negative stuff that's going on behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets a little bit suspicious when they do the, quote, background shots, and then they're like, oh, what kind of shots were they? And then, oh, just the usual stuff. Then he's like, oh, okay. Maybe he's just in denial.
The story goes to air, Marty doing the voiceover, and it ends up painting the community in a very negative light. The next day, though, Brooke arrives in the office with Dom, and wow, Dom's hair again.
The pièce de résistance.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This is the cherry on top.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention during
strawberries
the
and
Bucks,
cream, I thought.
Yeah, strawberries and cream. Yeah, well, or at least a cream thing with a piece of fruit on top. I was going to mention during Brooke's hen's party type thing, Dom had like plunk sticks in her hair. So,
yes. Yes, she did.
Yeah. Like, look at it next time. It was all just like a big tough ball of kaplunk going on.
We are definitely distracted by Dom's whipped cream hairstyle.
Yes, and she's showing Brooke all the news and magazine coverage that she and John are getting, much to Brooke's delight and confusion at the same time. We're going, oh, okay, might have overstepped the boundary there, because she's a bit concerned, and Trish ends up giving her the 3rd degree.
The wedding may be off.
Brooke, you made a commitment.
I just spoke to John this morning.
Oh, bugger, John, you made a commitment to Woman's Day.
But that's what he's upset about. He hates all this publicity. He believes our wedding should be a personal affair.
Well, he's a bloody fool.
Trish, he just wants his privacy.
You've sold it. Listen, Brooke, you made a deal with Woman's Day. Front cover. They've already bumped Nikki Buckley. Oh, Brooke, don't cry.
Oh, what am I going to do?
Oh, it sounds like crocodile tears.
So just before that, Dom did say that John had called 3 times about the article. So
damn.
was
Okay.
Where?
Yeah. Okay. I
Is
forgot
that
about that.
Unless she's paid some guy to be John or something. Yeah, I do think this is real. This does feel like a real reaction because Trish is putting Brooke under a lot of pressure at that point, and said, bugger your wedding. You've made a commitment to Woman's Day.
Bugger the Institute, jock.
Yeah.
Well, Emma calls out Prowsey for manipulating Mike's story, even though Mike can't see the result because of the lack of a broadcast in that remote area.
This is the research I did for Mike. Yeah, well, he left it behind. Okay. The community was showing. We talked last night about malnutrition and diabetes.
Yeah, you saw the crap they feed their kids.
Yeah, because fruit and vegetables have to be flown up from Melbourne. I mean, a lettuce costs $7.
Yeah, and what about all the money the government keeps throwing at them?
On a per capita basis, less is spent on Aboriginals.
What's your point?
My point is, it's not that simple.
Em, we're showing the facts.
Yeah, but we don't show why. And we don't show anything positive.
You're starting to sound like Mike.
Yeah, well, that's because I agree with him.
Well, what can I do? That stuff doesn't rate.
Look, at the risk of sounding incredibly naive, can we just for once forget about ratings?
Emma, naive?
That's a no, I think, from Prowsey.
Yeah, well, Emma's morals are kicking in big time. Now, Mike ends up getting the ratings results, 31 and 32 in Brisbane. I love the lady. She goes, oh, that's quite warm.
That's very warm.
Yes.
Subtle but brilliant. So Mike's cheering that it's rated well because it's a positive story, not knowing the actual context of the actual episode, until Andrew and Marianne tell them that Andrew's friend saw the story in Brisbane and it was very negative, offensive, and all the same stereotypes. So Mike gets on the phone to Prowsey.
His friend saw it.
Oh, relax. Did you see the ratings I sent?
Forget the ratings, Prowsey. I made a commitment to these people.
I want to guarantee this won't happen again.
All right, guarantee it.
I'm serious, Prousey. Now, there's a couple other points I want to make.
I reckon the story should be running longer.
It was 4 minutes.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking 15, maybe 20.
Now, Mike.
No time to argue, Prousey. I'm running out of coins.
Coins? What, aren't you on the mobile?
No, we're out of mobile range. I just think the stories, I mean, if we're really going to address the issues...
Gee, those phones, they chew up the coins.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
I love how they use Prousey uses the definite article, the mobile. It sort of plants it in the late 90s where it's not so ubiquitous. Like, you're not on your phone or you're not on mobile. You're not on your mobile. You're on the mobile.
Yeah. Trish tells Brooke Woman's Day are naturally disappointed they aren't covering the wedding anymore, while showing her the new front cover story. Brooke's anger that publicity killed her marriage is the title. And Brooke absolutely has the best smile ever. Like, she is like, oh my God, that is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what this episode is concluding is that Brooke doesn't really want to get married. She doesn't really love anyone else, which is why she doesn't have any friends. She just wants to keep her job and keep getting publicity.
Yeah.
I think that's her epitaph. And I think, well, Mike Moore's epitaph, that's to come.
Yes. Andrew and Marianne take Mike to a house. I nearly keep trying to say Marianne because I've got an aunt named Marianne. So it's spelt the same. Andrew and Marianne take Mike to a house to point out a few issues, like the bed frame being used as a cooker, only because the government sent up appliances that use gas and there's no gas connectivity. That's justifiable.
Yep.
Even though Mike straight away is going, oh, that's vandalism, without even, questioning it. And also they show a baby eating sugar, but that's because the price of fresh fruit and veggies are expensive and they get shipped up from Melbourne, as pointed out by Emma earlier in the research. Now, Mike offers them to watch the story back at the Not a Resort, and it's completely negative again, right in front of him. So Mike's a bit taken back by that, and it's like, I'll fix this. So on the phone, Mike demands Prousey to set the record straight, so Andrew gives Mike one more chance, and that's by taking him further up north to Cohen to have or to meet even more of a remote community there.
Well,
Mike gets very angry.
There's sort of only one direction it can really go. Really, you are kind of wondering how Prousey is going to get out of this one. And, we find out because of something sudden.
Yes, well, the next morning, Stu and Trev are on the tarmac, the grassy tarmac that is, ready to film shots of Mike's plane taking off. And just as they film, the plane crashes in the distance into a fireball.
Is that an Aaron Bouquet special?
It looks kind of animated, really, doesn't it?
It is an Aaron Bouquet special because he's listed in the credits.
Is it?
Yeah.
The end.
But, basically it's just, big explosion. Stu and Trev look at each other in disbelief, cut to credits.
Yep, and then and if you don't sit through the credits...
Yes.
The what happens during the credits.
He was a good man. Passionate man, a man who fought fearlessly for what he believed in. In particular, his commitment to the improvement of Aboriginal health was inspiration to us all. And now, a few more words from someone who knew the deceased in his final days.
Thank you, Father. Well, had I not slept in and missed that flight, I'd like to think that the same words could be said about me.
And there you go. You can't kill Mike Moore because he doesn't get up early enough for you to kill him.
Only downer on that is that probably means that the Health Council people were. Oh, dear.
Yes, certainly the male one, because they only talk about Andrew, I assume, in that sort of eulogy.
Yeah.
I should add that about, all these years on, it's still an issue, the price of groceries in remote Aboriginal communities.
Yep.
I do believe that last month there was an announcement from the Prime Minister just to actually introduce price caps in remote grocery stores. And there are about 30 essential goods that are basically going to be capped because it is actually price gouging. Even though it does cost more, they still are way more what they should be, the prices of essential goods there. So hopefully it is just a code of practice. So I don't know who's actually going to adhere to that. But,
dear. So that means it's voluntary, doesn't it?
Yeah, so there's this there's some commitment from the government to for the Close the Gap scheme, but it remains to be seen whether it actually will make a difference. But definitely is something that's been hanging around for all these years.
Hopefully they can be shamed into changing.
Yeah, if there's enough publicity from current affairs shows.
Well, they should replay this episode,
frame
shouldn't
them in
they?
the correct light.
Yeah.
Do we think that the writers made the right decision in sort of pulling a bit of a Swiftie and having Mike live at the ultimate end of this?
I think it was.
Do you think it would have been better or worse if they had not done the under the credits scene?
I think it was very clever, and I think you're thinking we could have had a Boy Town on our hands.
No one wants that.
Matt.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I think having him survive, I think makes the point, because the name Epitaph for this episode is kind of sarcastic because, Mike, the whole point is Mike wants his epitaph to be that he fought for, Aboriginal health and, he did good things, whereas actually he just took 50 grand a week and read out stories about, Australia's luckiest punter. And so, he's not the hero that his ego would like him to be. And similarly with Brooke, Brooke wants a great marriage and she wants to be, famous and successful as well, but she can't have everything. And so her epitaph is that she has prioritized her work and getting publicity and being famous over, finding love. And
Marty's one though
it.
is simply continuing to report and do journalism because last time that we hear or see him is him doing the reporting and telling the voiceover for the story. So he's doing what he's doing best, and that is reporting.
Well, Marty in a previous episode talked about how he just felt lucky to get a new contract for the next year, and he was just going to take the money and, because that he'd sort of accepted that was the most he was ever going to get, right? So that's his epitaph. If he were given the opportunity to do proper stories, he probably would be a very good reporter. But he's working at Frontline, and so he does dodgy builders.
And basically does Prowse's bidding, basically.
Well, that concludes, oh goodness, Frontline Season 3, Episode 13, and our coverage of Frontline. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts.
Well, look, I've got one last letter that was published in the Sydney Morning Herald just to leave out on a nice note. All right, it's a short one. It's from Simon Taylor of Bega. I would like to declare my absolute praise for Frontline. First, an Australian production that can be declared a hit and possible classic on an upcoming run on a US cable network must be good. Second, I, within the last 2 months, have made sure that I read any other Frontline letters in the guide. The fact that every week at least one and once 4 letters was published obviously once again displays its popularity. Whether good or bad, an interest is positive. Third, the praise for the movie The Castle from the Frontline team simply displays their classic production prowess even further. Superb television.
Indeed.
Cool.
Here.
Thanks for that.
And if you ever want to own copies of Frontline, you can get them digitally on whatever streaming service Working Dog get their checks for, and as well as their own HeyHey.tv style streaming service.
Although much better, of course.
Yes, of course.
They've got a better IT team.
Better content, certainly.
Yeah. Well, since they don't print the DVDs anymore, you can go to the Champagne Comedy Facebook group, and whatever I find in the op shops, I clean up, restore. So yeah, putting those up, and all money that we earn from that goes directly in towards running champagnecomedy.com and the podcast. So it's not for a profit thing. It's just merely to try and continue on what we're doing here. So
it is for a good cause.
Yes. So, and this also wraps up Champagne Comedy Podcast episode 79. So feel free to email your complaints to champagnelateshow@gmail.com. Check this episode's show notes for our socials and Facebook, and buymeacoffee.com/TLS Champagne Pod. And John, how do you feel?
I feel liberated. I feel very happy. I really enjoyed rewatching this series. The whole show, Frontline, and it was great. I was a bit worried because I pulled out the old Frontline book and it just has this devastating review. One word: Ross Warnicky, disappointing.
Hold on.
Pay no attention to him.
Warnicky. Yay! Haven't used Warnicky for a while.
But right above it, we have Debbie Enker, The Sunday Age. Incisive and deliciously satirical, it has taken on one of the most powerful forces in our society, the electronic news media, and exposed its workings with intelligence and devastating wit. So that makes up for Warnicky. That's my thoughts on that. It's a great show. Yeah.
Delightful. Well, we've got a special guest as well who is popping in this episode. And
he's been hanging on the line for the last 2 hours.
Yes, I'm sorry. And it is our regular contributor to the podcast, Stephen Plunkett. So, hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Yay.
So,
I'm like Matt Damon to your Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh.
Or it's like, sorry, we couldn't get to Stephen in time for tonight's show.
Well, I was going to say I'm not really screwing Ben Affleck, am I? So, yeah.
Well.
But yeah. So with this, I don't know where to go from this. Thanks, John.
Well, let me just say, first of all, good work, guys. 79 episodes means you've also now reached the original series of Star Trek amount of episodes.
Oh, wow.
produced.
Holy shit.
Danny McGinley's favourite show, we found out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Apart from
so you
Frontline.
got through a lot of material.
Not quite as many as John's Foves podcast.
John, your
episodes have you
podcast. Please, your how many episodes you're up to now? Like at this
We've
time?
just clocked, I think, 110.
Okay, get out.
Wow.
And I think they have 320 songs, so we'll get there.
Oh, wow.
Far
A
out.
couple more hundred to go then.
At least it wasn't Bob Dylan or Paul McCartney. I'd be in trouble then.
Hey, if you follow Hey Hates the podcast, they're doing every episode, and there's over 800 episodes of Hey Hey to do.
Jesus Christ.
How many have they done?
They're up to 100 and something now. So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for how long?
too long.
To modernise from the 1960s to today, I'm coming in almost like a Marvel, mid credits or end of credits sort of scene to ride the coattails of this fabulous podcast to plug my own podcast.
Yes, which we'll do straight.
Tell us more.
Well, he will right after I give a quick thank you to the people who have contributed for this season, other than you, John, for coming on. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you. A big thank you to everyone such as Adele K. Thomas, D-Generator, Jeff Smart, also Michael Hirsch and Santo Chalaro via the Actors Special. So they were on the podcast unofficially, but they were aware of this podcast. My mum, my brother, David Asmo, Leanne Butterworth, Stu Delaney, Stephen, yourself, and everyone else who has contributed via Blue Sky and Facebook and also email. Alison as well, Daniel, you too, Kim, you, Prue, wherever you are, we're still thinking of you. Hurry the hell back on. You better come on. You've appeared once and then you just buggered off. So come back. And also Tony, who fills in for Prue, but he's smart enough not to come on to this episode. Because I don't know, I'm tired. Shut up. And also you, the listener. So I just want to point that out. And Stephen, go ahead.
Again, it's been 79 glorious episodes. I can't believe it's gone so quickly. I think as some of you who may have listened to an earlier episode of this current recap of Frontline may remember that I've been working on a project that Matt has also been working on. He knows all too well with my 1,000 texts and voice memos and emails and things, where while the Champagne Comedy Podcast takes a very well-deserved break, I'm going to be slotting in this proverbial time slot with People Want Ducks, the unauthorized history of Get This. Those of you who listened to those of you that listened to the Tony Martin radio show on Triple M 2006 and 2007, we're going to be spending some time together over the next few months, recapping memories from the show, bringing on past co-hosts, past callers. We've already got a couple of interviews in the can already. I'm also working on a couple of other interviews, including, and I won't spoil the name, Matt knows the name already, a very special, at least to me, guest who has actually also met the Queen and at least 2 American presidents. And no, I'm not talking about Warwick Capper.
Oh, Greg Fleet.
Or Greg. But this has been over a year in the making. We finally do have a premiere date, which is coming up really soon. So hopefully those of you that are going to be jonesing for your working dog degeneration fix will not have to wait too much longer. And we're going to be, I'm going to certainly be very proud to present this 10-part series starting soon.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
It's going to be such an honour for your episodes to be on our feed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Cool. We love you, you balmy old horse.
Poor kettle.
You better hurry up or I'll give you one up the bracket.
Right up the bracket.
Sorry, the distinction, sorry.
And if you don't know what all those references are about,
you're gonna
stick
find
around
out
over the next 10 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. For people whose memories may not be that strong and may not have listened to the episodes more than once, is there a way to actually listen to these again, or will you provide context in the episodes for those who may not remember?
As I will answer many ways in my own life, the answer is both. So, of course, if you want to go and grab the actual full episodes, they have been made available by an anonymous benefactor at purehumbug.com. But you can also go to peoplewantducks.com for all of our information. We'll also link to that website. We'll also be providing a little bit of a guide that for each of our episodes that we go through, I will be providing some approximate, go listen to episodes X through Y or, X, Y, and Z. So people can hopefully, follow along with us as we, go through the archives and pull out content and quotes and things. And Matt has already seen some evidence of my sort of Glenn A. Baker weird photographic memory when it comes to that one line that was said once, episode X, time code Y. So there'll be plenty of opportunity to follow.
Think of it as when someone wants a certain reference from the Late Show or whatever, and they turn to us and we go, oh yeah, it's from this one or whatever. It's Stephen's like that with Get This.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovingly nerdy company.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. You can tell us, that's where you deal with Dickinson and that's where you have backyard bucket back.
Yes,
I love this.
Searchable database.
Thank you, Stephen.
You'll hear the trailer for People Want Ducks right after the end of this episode. So
right after we shut up.
Oh.
Yeah. Again, thank you very much for listening. I'm Matt, and I'm going to cry like end of
Matt.
Hey, it's Saturday.
We're going to come back, right? We're going to do something else next year?
Yeah, we're coming back next year. We're still deciding on what we're going to do, but stay subscribed because we actually might do another Anything Goes episode in between. But we will probably be covering Frontline, Funky Squad, A River Somewhere.
Oh, not any questions for Ben.
We're working on that. We might do DJ. we're going to be
we should do
covering
the
something.
degeneration. Definitely do that.
Send us your suggestions on what we should do.
Yeah,
next.
what would you like to hear us talk about? Every episode of the panel.
Numbing detail.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go back and do the Late Show again, but minute by minute. Like
So every podcast is like 7 hours or something.
Done. Good one, John. Thanks for recommending that.
No one wants
It was the
that.
Star Wars
No one
guys.
wants
No, we're blaming you. All right. We'll catch you next time and stay subscribed. See you in a future episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
See you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Champagne Comedy Podcast, created by fans for the fans. For more information on this podcast, please visit champagnecomedy.com. Produced by Matt Fulton Productions, mattfulton.com.au.
You've gathered us together so we can go on a quest. Yeah?
Yes, this is going to be a quest. It's going to be like Sequest DSV with Roy Schneider, if you remember the 1990s sci-fi series.
I'm going to correct you there.
No, I didn't watch.
I'm going to say it's more or less Sequest 2032.
It's 2025. Everyone these days has a podcast, so why can't I have one too?
What are we here to do, Stephen? You are the maestro behind this project. You are the conductor, and we are merely players of violins and fiddles for your appreciation. What are we here to do with this podcast?
If I'm the conductor, does that mean I'm the Jeff Harvey of this little
You got the beard going.
outfit? But this is not a journey you take alone, so I brought some friends along. Our motley crew, for our listeners, we have a radio expert, journalist veteran, we have a production expert veteran, and some random guy that works in tech. But you know
have the
what?
passion. You have the
We're
passion,
gonna make
Steve.
it work.
You've got the
a
touch.
ragtag fleet.
You've got the power.
Well said, Stan Bush. Okay. Come with us as we go back in time almost 20 years to the best radio show of all time.
Yeah. Oh, get this on Triple M. Oh, is that with Tony Martin? And who's the other one? Chook? No, not Chook. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Countdown Revolution circa 1989. I don't know what came over me. I'm terribly sorry. No, it's Ed Cavalier, isn't it? Yes. No, I enjoy his work on the commercial breaks with the unusual helmet of hair.
With Richard Marsland on the... You know what? No. Let's bring in the better voiceover guy to do this one.
With Richard Marsland on the buttons.
Across our 10-part series, you'll experience high-quality journalism. We're going way off track in the best possible way, at the beginning, and this is what it's all about.
So, Stephen, when you recruited me to this podcast, you know, you really should have done your research. This is how I am in podcasts. I will tangent like a mofo. In jokes, references to figures, popular characters from the show, and I say characters as in they're real life people, but they were regular, you know, subjects of laughter for the show. So like Steven Seagal does something, it's up in the group. The concept of C&B.
Bombshells and mysteries of the past finally answered.
I was the 19th person in Australia to follow Tony Martin on Twitter.
Wow. I was the one who started recording the full episodes and distributing them online. So there we go. I'll get this, yeah.
Oh, you legend. I did not know that.
Animal impressions.
Martin Malloy. She's always listening to Martin Malloy.
Sharing our memories about the show. There was another, get this, Facebook member there with me, Tim, but we were both extras on that day. And I said to him sort of jokingly as we were kind of getting up to our mark, I said to him, okay, so what director should we be channeling for this scene? And he said, John Cameron Mitchell, which of course is the director of Short Bus. New segments.
The Faulty Towers Hour.
Controversy and drama between our three hosts.
You know, business.
You and your Dean Cain business, whatever.
Yeah, Dean Cain is, yes.
I'd still hit that. I know he's a weird, crazy Republican now, but he was a very influential man on my developing girlhood, and I won't hear any arguments.
All right. Call in if you want to sleep with Dean Cain.
Well, I have to say that I liked the Dylan Moran episode.
That episode was excruciating. Topics that'll keep you glued to your headphones.
I've kept a bit about Samuel Beckett. I'm not sure if you're a fan of Samuel Beckett's work. Yeah, I like Samuel Beckett.
And I just happened to pop into a convenience store to grab a Mars bar.
Surprise guests and cameos.
Do you remember appearing on a radio program in Australia in 2007 called Get This? I believe I do. I remember having a lot of fun.
And behind-the-scenes stories on working with radio management.
But I remember once being called into a meeting. It was an all-staff meeting where the current director of the station was doing a talk on how we were going to win the ratings war based on Sun Tzu's The Art of War.
And overall, just spending time talking about my favourite radio show. Because we do know it's a comedy program, right?
It's not the Alan Jones program.
It's not the Alan Jones.
It's a comedy program. Oh, hang on. That's not a very good comparison
Wait a
at
second.
all.
People Want Ducks. The unauthorised history of Get This, coming August 27 to your favourite podcast platform.
Well, here's my recording of the Mark Malloy episode on Wax Cylinder. So you can see.
But seriously, go to peoplewantducks.com for more information.
Sizzle and dangle.
Yeah.
Sizzle and dangle if I only had my soundbite. Put that in post, Matty.